I think with neuro patients, it's probably the most useful. So patients that specifically have issues after a stroke or maybe a spinal cord injury, that this helps a lot with kind of helping to turn on hip muscles and most specifically the hip flexor muscles. Okay, what's great about this device is that it's an active device. So you are putting this on a patient and you're helping them move more. So that's the biggest thing. We're helping them kind of get excited about moving. So this is going to help encourage them to do more walking, start trying to run if running is appropriate, and use muscle groups that maybe they weren't using correctly, helping them then have some help with those muscle groups so that they can use them better. Stair climbing, going upstairs, is a really, really good one. This tends to work very well with that. So it's helping to instigate more of that hip flexion moment and help turn on the hip flexors. So that's the first kind of specific exercise that comes to mind. We also did this with running. I think with running it works really well, especially if you're in the right form for your running with a little bit of hip flexion, then it also helps to, again, increase power with running. Sure. Again, if it's getting them to move more, that's our ultimate goal. So, if there's somebody who's not as motivated to get up and do all their steps in the day, and this is going to help getting to do that, I think it's great. I think it's definitely possible. Again, in this case, it's helping to get hip muscles to turn on better. So we all know how important our hip muscles are, and certain hip muscles and certain movement patterns, they're so important. So this definitely could be helpful. Of course, I don't know that we ever want to replace them, but I think it helps, again, doing some things that other things do. So we sometimes will use electric stimulation to help muscle groups turn on better. We may use other types of resisted exercises, so even just using resistance from a machine or a band, and this could also reproduce those same kinds of effects. I think different modes. You showed me 3 different modes. Yeah. So I think that it depends on the mode. I would worry a little bit about, again, overusing certain muscle groups while they're wearing this. But I think if you were able to use it in a way that could help control all the muscle groups around the hip in this example, then you could definitely help with fall prevention.